Pretty woman, rebel. Reformer, Ameer Al-Taweel. Why is she referred to as Princess Diana of the East? How is her love story similar to the movie 50 Shades of Grey? And how did she change the lives of millions of women in Saudi Arabia? Listen to the story of this amazing woman who is admired around the world. But first, please like and subscribe so you don't miss new videos. Let's get started. Princess Ameer Al-Taweel is the ex-wife of Saudi Prince Alabama Walid bin Talal Al Saud. She was one of the first in her homeland to abandon the closed traditional abaya dress and wear elegant modern clothing. She destroys all stereotypes about Arab women with her behavior. It is a well-known fact that in Muslim countries women can appear in society only in closed clothing and with their heads covered. Saudi Arabia has always had some of the strictest rules in Islam. Decisions for a woman are made by her husband or father, and women were forbidden to drive a car or even ride a bicycle. But much has changed in this country thanks to this brave and kind woman. Ameer Al-Taweel was born in 1983 in Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia. Her parents separated when Ameer was a child. She was raised by her mother and grandmother. As a child, she wanted to become a doctor and help people. At 18, her life changed completely when she met her future husband, Prince Al-Walid. Their acquaintance was very reminiscent of the movie 50 Shades of Grey. She was an aspiring journalist for the school newspaper. He was one of the most influential and wealthy men in Saudi Arabia. But it is worth noting that the prince, unlike Mr. Grey from the movie, was not so handsome and young. And what about you? I'd like to know more about you. There's really not much to know about me. Look at me. Their age difference was 28 years, but that didn't stop them from getting married just 9 months after they first met. Ameer was surrounded by unimaginable luxury. She accompanied her husband on business trips and social events. Her husband, Al-Walid, is on Forbes magazine's top list with a fortune of more than $18 billion. His main palace in Riyadh has more than 300 rooms, marble, pools, and his portraits. Al-Walid bin Talal Al Saud is the first and only person in the world to own a personal supergiant aircraft known as the Flying Palace. It has an elevator that connects the 3 floors of the plane. There is a prayer room with electronic mats that automatically turn toward Mecca. There is even a concert hall with a stage and grand piano to entertain guests during the flight. There is also a boardroom, a Turkish bath, and a garage for the prince's Rolls Royce. When she was married, Ameer went to study in the United States, where she graduated with a degree in business administration. The socially active princess established foundations that support medicine, education, and women's rights. Ameer had been pushing for years for women in her country to be allowed to drive, get a job, and get an education without the permission of their husbands or fathers. Ameer is close friends with Manal al-Sharif, a well-known activist in Saudi Arabia. Manal was the first Saudi woman to venture behind the wheel of a car and publish this video on YouTube. It's hard to believe, but the girl was jailed for 9 days for doing so. Ameer confessed that she thought Manal was a brilliant and fearless woman. Other Muslim countries also have problems with women's rights. Did you know that there are thousands of young people protesting the hijab in Iran? Write in the comments what you think about it. Let's get back to our princess. Ameer participated equally with men in TV and radio debates in the world media, which, for a Muslim country, is nonsense in itself. In 2011, she attended the Voices of Change in the Middle East and North Africa session where she spoke with former U.S. President Bill Clinton. When she was pictured in the media without her face covered, speaking out about driving and voting, her husband's older brother publicly called it an affront to family honor and warned of serious consequences. But despite the threats, Ameer continued to follow what her heart told her to do. In 2013, the couple unexpectedly divorced. Their marriage lasted 11 years, and Ameer herself filed for divorce, which once again shocked the Saudis. The couple never had children together. It was rumored that the marriage contract prohibited Ameer from having a child with the prince, who already had 2 heirs at that time. And yet the main reason for the separation was too bright and independent image of the princess, adored by millions of ordinary people, but irritating the royal relatives of the spouse. In a fairly short period of time, Amira turned into Princess Diana of the Arab world. She continues to be active, and most of her time is devoted to charity. Amira has visited more than 70 countries. She fights poverty in various countries and helps eliminate the consequences of natural disasters. Her efforts led to the opening of the Center for Islamic Studies at Cambridge University, the creation of an orphanage in West Africa, and the establishment of a fund to help the poor in Somalia, which she personally heads. Her motto is evolution, not revolution. 5 years after her divorce from her first husband, Amira married billionaire Khalifa bin Budi al-Muhairi. The luxurious ceremony was held in secret at the Château de Vaux-Vicomte Palace in France. Guests included royalty, aristocracy, and celebrities such as Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King. A year after the wedding, the couple had a son, Zaid. They now live in a residence near Paris. In 2017, Amira's ex-husband was arrested in connection with a corruption scandal. Al-Walid sat in detention for almost 3 months and was released after paying a huge fine to the state treasury. On June 24, 2018, the King of Saudi Arabia allowed women to drive. Until then, the country was the last in the world where women were not allowed behind the wheel under threat of punishment. Ameer Al-Taweel, along with other socially active women, have changed the lives of millions of women, not only in Saudi Arabia but throughout the Muslim world. And they go on. Do you know what rights women around the world are still fighting for? Or what rights are being violated in your country? Please share in the comments. So if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. See you next time.